all circled around. So, Stacey Lewis.
A wise person once said, humility is not thinking less of yourself. Humility is thinking of yourself less. I stand before you this evening, humbled yet honored. I'm so grateful to my classmates, my Leadership Long Beach family, for bestowing this amazing opportunity to let me tell you what lies ahead for us on this extraordinary journey we've embarked on together. Now, I must confess, I was somewhat conflicted about this moment. Whenever you are given a platform to create synergy in which other lives can be transformed, it is not to be taken lightly. You must be responsible with the task at hand. In preparing for this moment, I wanted to share so many things. I wanted to tell you about my story, my journey. Dan Eldon says the journey is the destination. I wanted to share how powerful words can be. I told my classmate in the mountain that by the time we get to graduation, I will be 50 pounds lighter. We are 60 and counting. I wanted to share the inspirational and transformational stories of courage. The story of Mark, the story of Nico, the story of Eric, the story of Logan, the story of Elvia, the story of Dana, the story of Dave, and the list goes on. I wanted to share with you the principles of leadership and how those characteristics are aligned with an effective leader. But you know, I have to tell you, none of that stuck. Nothing really made me say, wow, that needs to be shouted from the rooftop, until I heard about Rod. Recently, I heard about a gentleman named Roderick. Rod is a 40-year-old single father of two, member of the community, who, because of the hand that life has dealt him, has been isolated and ignored. Not ignored by his family or his friends, but ignored by progress, ignored by change, ignored by the village, by the community. Knowing my purpose and my passion for personal transformation and my commitment to leading this movement, during the conversation, the question was posed to me, Stacey, at this point, what, if anything, can be done for Rod? In my newly found, poised, and unassuming, yet confident voice, I responded, unfortunately, we can't own that. I believe we've done all that we can do for him. He's on his own. Janet, as I walked away from that conversation, my non-committal, borderline arrogant statement began to intensely tug at my very being, at my heart. At that point, my little leadership ego began to speak quite loud to me. What do you mean we don't own it? How dare you say that? If we don't know it, who does? Who's representing Rod's voice, his needs, his agenda? Stacey, remember, until all of us have made it, none of us have made it. You can't possibly think that your time on the mountain, your life-changing breakthrough in that evening session, your leap of release and redemption was only for you and about you. No, my friend, no, sister girl, it was not. It was for you and every nameless, faceless Rod. As I held my head down with secret shame, I recalled a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, may I stress the need for courageous, intelligent, and dedicated leadership. Leaders of sound integrity. Leaders not in love with publicity, but in love with justice. Leaders not in love with money, but in love with humanity. Leaders who can subject their particular egos to the greatness of the cause. At that point, another deposit was made into my leadership reborn account. And I realized that I had something that I needed to shout from the rooftop. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, continued community engagement that transforms lives is not an option. It is a requirement. I use the word transform. Thank you, baby Logan. I use the word transform because it denotes a true change. See, motivation is short-lived, and inspiration without perspiration and dedication really yields no results. Tom, one of the things I love about Long Beach is its tremendous sense of pride in building and sustaining strong communities. My 90-year-old grandmother always says, "Baby, before we had money, we had each other." This concept is so sacred to me because it's this community, my classmates, that inspired and experienced my revolution. David, as leaders in this community, we are without excuses. As we lead and guide the movement, continued community engagement that transforms lives. Now, one may say, "Stacey, okay, great thought, sounds good, feel you, but I'm stretched." Sarah, I would submit to them that transformation engagement does not always have to be grand. It is as simple as being kind. Just ask Edwina. Or touching the future generation. Just ask Isaac and Floyd. Or being responsible with our community resources. Right, Dana and Mike? Or just inspiring, or just not inspiring with words, but investing with your wallet. Can I get an amen, Julie? Whatever course of action you decide is fine. Just take action. Famed actress Meryl Streep said, "Start with starting." I think these words by Woodrow Wilson and W.E. Du Bois really speaks to the essence of continued community engagement that transforms. Woodrow Wilson said, "You are not here merely to make a living. You are here to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, and with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget this errand." W.E. Du Bois said, "Now is the time. Now is the accepted time. Not tomorrow, not some more convenient season, Mother Doris. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future day or year. It is today that we fit ourselves for a greater useful tomorrow. Today is the seed time. Now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes harvest and playtime." Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have my class of mates stand up? Ladies and gentlemen, with that said, I am so honored, so privileged, and so blessed to be a part of this class, the class of 2012, the now alums. I introduce you to a group of dedicated, passionate, and committed individuals who are true leaders. Not because of their titles, VP, Executive Director, CEO, but because of their sense of purpose, their passion for the cause and the community, and the promise to stay engaged will always affect change. Thank you. At this point, Carrie Faithful has a presentation.